Hello. So this is a two-parter. This is part 2. If you have not seen part 1, please go ahead. It will be linked somewhere, somehow. You do not need to watch part 1 to watch this part. They are their own separate entities, but please go take part in part 1. It's an essay of sorts, if you will. So after I graduated college, after being there for 6 long, strenuous years, I decided I needed a break. College was a lot for me, and I actually go back and forth and feel, I have some heavy feelings related to that time in my life. If anything, college was really a learning lesson for me, and I chalk it up to that. But after I had that whole experience, for 6 years, mind you, I was like, I really need a break. So I decided to take a gap year. And it essentially was just a period for me to figure out what I want to do with myself, considering I had a degree I did not care about and assumed I would do nothing with. I actually ended up switching to the degree I did because it was gonna help me graduate faster. If I didn't, I probably would have been there 7 or 8 years. So essentially, I left with no plan, and I just wanted to figure myself out. I graduated in December of 2022, and I think I pretty much accomplished that. And it's gonna sound a little corny, cheesy, but my vision board did help with that immensely. I think it's funny too, because I know when a lot of us hear vision board, it can sound kind of silly and like whatever. And for a lot of people, it does turn into whatever. But I legitimately feel like after taking myself so seriously this year mainly, and like halfway the prior year, this year I really buckled down. I did. After doing that with the help of my vision board, which I essentially used as a roadmap to what I wanted, I saw a lot more progress. I feel like most of the times for a lot of people, and this has been me too, vision boards are just a new year, new me activity. It's what you want. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I forgot about it anyway. Last year I made a vision board, and I don't want to say that I didn't accomplish a lot of things on it, but it was kind of halfway. It wasn't big picture things, but I did feel like I was really getting myself together. And that's why when this year came around, I was like, okay, well, I need to stop being stupid and I need to start taking myself seriously. And because now that I view a vision board more as a roadmap to what I want, how I want my life to be, I find it more useful. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my end of the year vision board and go over that with you guys. But I wanted to share my ultimate piece of advice as someone that decided to take herself seriously, like pretty aggressively, I might add. And that is my advice is be your own biggest bully. Drop a tomato in the chat. Listen, stay with me. Disclaimer, this advice will not work for everybody. This mindset is not for everybody. Take what resonates, and if it does not resonate, kick rocks, babe. I'm kidding, by the way. Possibly. At one point in my life, when I was mentally down bad, transitioning from survival mode to I need to learn how to be my own person, the mental illnesses were thriving. And at that point in time, I needed to be nice to myself. I didn't like when people were mean to me. I didn't like too much pressure being put on me. I needed to do what was best for my mental health at that point in time, seeing as I was unmedicated, not therapized very well, and I hated my life. So considering in that time period, I absolutely had to be nice to myself. And once I, started sneaking up out of that era, I switched gears a little bit and I was like, this isn't really working anymore. I want to get shit done. This is not working for me. And honestly, I was kind of a shit show until I was 24. 24 is when I started, really analyzing myself. That's when the self-awareness what do they call it? The frontal lobe really started doing its thing. And it was correct to do so because I was fucking stupid. So even though 24 was when I started to see that common sense was developing within me, I still like to think I was pretty smart before that. I just didn't have a full picture of it, and I really did not see an end game, or like I didn't have a goal for what I wanted myself to look like. With that being said, I do think I was a smart person and a nice person and a sensitive person. I just was all over the place. So even though I didn't have a full picture of what common sense and self-awareness looked like at that time, I attributed a lot of the ways I thought to therapy. Even though it wasn't the best, I still learned a lot being there. Since I did have years of it, something stuck. In one specific instance I was in a new group therapy class, whatever. And I was in the middle of saying how I look like a man, I looked ugly, blah, blah, blah. That was my favorite thing to say about myself. I look like a man. No one could not tell me I wasn't fucking ugly. So in this group therapy class, it's my turn. And I'm in the middle of talking about how I am ugly, I look like a man, I'm this, that. One of the therapists was literally just like, stop. My girl said, stop. Enough. I have no recollection of what she said after she said stop. I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't even think she said anything. I have no recollection of that. She could have said stopped and kept it pushing. But after she did that, I was like, oh my God. I kid you not, after that session, I didn't call myself ugly for a minute. And like, if I did or started, I was just like, no doing that. What I think was interesting about myself, and I think this is a universal experience, is that you can have an idea or like you can understand a concept when you're younger, but because you can't put the words to your feelings yet, you're just like, well, I know this is bad. I don't know why it's bad, but I'm just gonna listen and take it as what it is. After she did that, after that happened in therapy and she told me to shut the fuck up, I followed that advice. I still follow it to this day. If I feel like shit about myself, I'm just like, I let myself have my little moment and I'm like, okay, you need to get it together. And that's what I mean by being your biggest bully, being your biggest critic. I literally take that mindset everywhere with me and I put it in everything, because at the end of the day, sometimes you need to be mean to yourself. Sometimes you need to call yourself a fucking dumbass. Sometimes you need to tell yourself you're lazy. Sometimes you need to tell yourself to get the fuck up. I think this also coincides with discipline, but it's also tough love. With tough love comes love in general. The thing with me for being my biggest bully is I know myself. I know I procrastinate. I know I will sit down and veg until someone tells me not to. And I should be the person telling myself not to do that. I have goals I want to complete. I have things I want to do. I have a vision for myself. I can't do that if I am nice to myself. I can't complete the tasks I need to complete if I'm easy on myself. I can't do shit if I just let myself do it the next day, because that shit becomes a habit and then you're never doing anything. And essentially what I'm saying is you need to do what's best for yourself. If you can't be super nice to yourself all the time, then don't. With age, and especially being out of school, no one is going to save you. No one is going to save you. No one's going to do the hard work for you. You have to do it yourself. And whatever you need to do to get the shit done, you just need to do. Whatever you need to say to yourself to get the task done, you need to say it. If it's this method, don't be awful to yourself. Like, two things can be true at once. I can be my biggest bully and also my #1 fangirl. But anyway, with all that being said, with my little rant coming to its conclusion, I want to say what I also love about giving myself tough love and how it's benefited me after learning that's the method that works best for me. It's like, even though I can be hard on myself, I can be equally as nice to myself. And I feel that because I'm so hard on myself and I want to make sure I get all the things done that I need to get done, it's even sweeter when I accomplish the things I want to accomplish. It feels even better when I see progress. It feels so, like, I'm so proud of myself when I can check things off my list. I write down all the things I need to do in my planner every morning, and then throughout the day I cross it off, and when I see everything crossed off, I'm so proud of myself because I know, depending on whatever day it is, depending on what phase of my menstrual cycle I'm in, I'm proud of myself for being able to get the things I need to get done, and for being the one that made that happen. I personally thank God for my big ass brain. Oh, excuse me. Knowing yourself, self-awareness, it's a gift. Not a lot of people have that. Not a lot of people stick to what they say. So if you can do that, that's amazing. And it's like, this is all over a vision board, but it all relates, and you can use everything as a tool. Like, nothing needs to be arbitrary or silly. Like, a vision board is a good tool. It's a roadmap. It's a visual what the fuck ever. But it's helpful. So with all that being said, possibly try kicking yourself in the ass once in a while and see what that does for you. And, you know, circle back. Let me know what happens. But I'm done ranting and foaming at the mouth. Please enjoy me talking about my vision board, or not. Guys, I had to come inside. It was getting too hot and I couldn't take it. The bugs were going crazy. They were going buck wild because the sun was coming out. I get it, sun's out, buns out, but I couldn't take it. The sweater was too much. It was all too much. It was all too much. Now that my lovely sermon is over, we can get to the fun part. I'm not all about tough love, guys. We can have fun here too. But I want to show you my vision boards. So this was my first vision board of the year. My focuses were fitness, weight loss, balanced eating, travel, romance, content creation, energy, both feminine and positive. I think my first vision board was pretty good. It was kind of all over the place and I was stuffing a lot of things. I was trying to squeeze myself this year, squeeze a lot of things out of myself this year. And that's okay. I just had to lay it all out and see what was more important to me. And I have solidified that. But I want to show you my second vision board I made. I think I made that in like July. That was my mid-year vision board, but then I refined it recently. Here is my second vision board of the year that I made in July. I honestly think it was basically everything that I included on the first one, except I added dance because that was way more important to me. So I think the second one is pretty similar to my first one. I just added different pictures. It was still pretty much centered around the same thing. So what I've settled on now, which is also my wallpaper. This is my new vision board, guys. And also my wallpaper. I'm super satisfied with this one, and I just want to go through the differences and similarities. It's basically still similar, just remixed and fine-tuned. That is the word of this video. Refined, fine-tuned. The word is fine, like the person you are watching right now. Fine, perfect, demure, cutesy, put together, no waste, snatched, intelligent, secure, sane. Anyway. Okay, so I really like this vision board now. This is my end of the year vision board, and what I really like about it is that I really remix everything. It's basically a lot of the same stuff, a lot of what was important to me in the beginning, but I made an emphasis on certain things. It's less all over the place, more cohesive, and it all flows together really well. And what I think it really emphasizes is that all my goals are working together. Like, they're all interlinked, all connected. I love interlinked. It's a great word, interlinked. So looking at it now compared to my first one, it makes sense, and I really enjoy that. Not only for my wallpaper's sake, but for my brain. First and foremost, my biggest remix was replacing some of the inspirational quotes with quotes about God and Jesus and prayer. There's an emphasis on prayer, and for me, prayer is the foundation to have a beautiful relationship with God, and I really want to work on how I pray. I want to constantly be reminded to pray. I want to understand that nothing will happen without prayer. I need to have that constant relationship with God, and I'm really trying to work on my relationship with Him. It's really important to me, and I feel like the best way for me to start building upon it even better and feeling like we have an even stronger relationship is through prayer. I did keep a lot of the original words, but if you notice, 2 of the original images I kept on here were regarding prayer. And I don't know, I feel like adding this final image, always pray to have eyes that see the best in people, a heart that forgives the worst, a mind that forgets the bad, and a soul that never loses faith in God. I feel like it tied everything together beautifully. Actually, like, I don't know why I added this one thing, and mind you, I did have other images I found that I wanted to add, but for some reason adding this one image tied everything together beautifully for me, and it highlights the other points about prayer for me. I also think it's because I'm personally working on having a better heart as well. And all these traits I'm trying to add within myself do come from wanting to be Christ-like in my base relationship with God. I just like how those past quotes really did align with this in general, but I realized, oh, this is the bigger picture. This is what I need to be focused on. Once I really feel like my relationship with God is in order, everything else falls into place. So I thought that was the best remix. So next, fitness, weight loss, healthy eating. That is obviously still a focus. I really want to work on cooking because I have bad food addicts, and cooking is a part of having a healthy, stable way of eating. And if I'm not really cooking for myself, I'm not gonna have that in the way I should. Mind you, I did cook for myself in the past. I just want to get more experimental with it and give myself more options, because in the beginning of my weight loss journey, I did eat a lot of the same things, but after doing it for a while, I can see how it gets tiring. And even in the midst of it, I did want to change some stuff up, but it was hard for me to change things up because I just have aggressive food addicts that work against me. Because mind you, there's a lot of things I do like to eat. I like to eat most things, but it's when it's cooking for myself. I have an insane amount of it when it comes to cooking my own food. I just want to work on that, so I put a meal that I probably would never arrange in that way for myself on here to just encourage experimental cooking and eating in the home. Still on my weight loss journey. I don't view this as a diet. It is like a diet. It's how I eat, but it's more of a lifestyle change for me. There's a lot of issues I had with how I was eating in general, and like, to be real, to keep it 100, to keep it about 50 with you, I was not almost 200 pounds by eating like a normal person. I'm really still trying to work on fitness, lifestyle, healthy mindsets. That's the biggest thing. Part of having a healthy, sound body, having a body that I want, having a body I'm proud of, is also having a healthy mindset. I don't want any of it if my mindset is not healthy, and I've definitely achieved that. So it's basically building upon it. And even though I'm pretty set in my ability to trust myself, lose weight in the healthy way, and I'm still consistently losing weight all the time, I want to build more of a routine for myself. I have an okay routine, but I really want to feel like, okay, I got this, I know this 100%, no issues here. I still am in the middle of trying to lose weight, and I just want to have that constant reminder, like, it's not only about weight, it's about the lifelong journey of being a healthy hoe. Dance, career, performing, acting, blah, blah, blah. I'm more particularly interested in performing arts related careers. I love acting, I love theater, I love dancing. I have theater, which I didn't include on my last one, which I made sure to. I never want to lose sight that theater is really important to me, and sometimes I do. Sometimes I do just because, I mean, at least abroad right now, because I can't audition for things really like musical theater. You forget, and I want to keep my eyes on the prize that theater is still very much so important to me. Musical theater, I want to do professionally. I love acting, love dancing on stage, love a performance, it's important. So I made sure to add that. I kept dancing in. Of course I kept dancing in because that's also part of it. I love musical theater. I love all theater, but musical theater is my favorite. Also, I have 3 gal pals up on the screen. I'm not only interested in dancing, but I'm also interested in making friends in the fields that I'm interested in. Friends that relate to what I like to do. I want to make friends that I align with, that we can encourage each other in the things that we want to do. Like, I just want friends that, like, we encourage each other, we understand the other person because we're also interested in that thing. I really want to make other Christ-like friends. I want to meet my sisters in Christ. I want to meet my sisters in Christ. And this is what I mean by I like that this board is cohesive, because it's not like I have these 3 girls and then like 3 girls in church, like Bible studying, but it's like 3 friends. It's something I want to do. I want friends that are interested in the things I'm interested, that are passionate about the things I'm passionate about, that we can encourage each other, build each other up, remind each other of what's important, and it just like intertwines for me. Like, it's different, but it's the same, you know? So yeah, anyway, so yeah, I wanted to make an emphasis on performing, and I think I did that. Oh, and I took out a lot of the social media stuff because I just don't resonate with content creation in that way. I'm still very much so interested in content creation. As you can see, here we are, partaking in this video. However, I want to get out of the mindset of needing to monetize all my hobbies, and I do enjoy creating, but I feel like there's an added stress in an area that should just be purely for fun for me when the monetization part comes into it. Like, I love making YouTube videos, and I feel like what hindered me a lot in the past was being stuck on needing to make money from it, which is why I took out like PR, the money, I make money from being me, 10K, blah blah blah. Mind you, when it comes to performing, acting, whatever, yeah, I'm making money from being me, but that was all in relation to content creation, and I don't want to have that mindset around it. I don't want to have the mindset of monetizing everything that makes me happy. I want to separate hobbies from hobbies and career goals from career goals. Yeah, dancing, performing, acting makes me happy. I love theater, and it was a big hobby of mine, but it's the thing I'm choosing. Like, not only is it a hobby, not only am I passionate about it, if I can make money from it, I will. I don't want that to be every aspect of my life, and when it comes to having a social media presence, it's really hard for me to feel comfortable partaking in social media while also being in that I need to make money from it. I get in that like scarcity mindset where it's like you're always like comparing yourself, you're needing validation, because realistically you need validation from other people to be successful on social media, especially TikTok, Instagram. YouTube is a little different for me. It's always been different for me. That's why I really enjoy it. But as far as like TikTok, Instagram, I don't want to feel like I'm in the rat race with it. And I consistently feel like that's what's going on when I try to use those apps in that way. So I'm not using them right now. I only use Instagram on my laptop when I'm trying to like stay updated with events and stuff, because everybody posts all their updates on Instagram. So I have no choice. But Instagram and TikTok are not on my phone because I just don't want to have that mindset. I don't want to participate in that. Like I said, whatever works, works, whatever sticks, sticks. I like doing YouTube for fun, and if something more came from YouTube, that would be great, but I'm no longer going to let myself view social media in the way I did. It started off as fun, and it was fun until it wasn't, okay? I don't want to be the person that hasn't. I just don't. I don't want to be that person. I'm not trying to be that person that's trying to be an influencer. I don't. And I think the biggest thing for me, I don't want my proudest accomplishment to be a follower count on social media. I don't want to be known for social media. I don't. I'm not interested in that. I don't want the first thing people think of me as like influencer, content creator, YouTuber, TikToker. No, I'm Aleeki and I have these things and I'm great at XYZ and this is just something I do. That's just me. I don't want my proudest moment to come from social media. I don't want my proudest moment to come from a like count, a viral video. I don't want that. So, with that being said, whatever happens, happens. Whatever sticks, sticks. I love making YouTube, but I'm also not going to chase something. Lastly, fashion. So another remix. These were all really remixes, and you see what I mean? You see what I mean. So I was really like tying in fashion with feminine energy and positive energy, but I feel like my feminine and positive energy comes from my relationship with God and being Christ-like. So you see how it all ties in, and I feel like being Christ-like is shown through what I wear and how I present myself and the energy I want to exude. However, fashion, I love fashion, and I'm just in the mindset where I really want to create a capsule wardrobe. Now that I have a resemblance of the body I would want, like my most loved, favorited physique, I'm on the way there. I don't feel like I have to wear too much makeup, do too much with my clothing, because realistically, when I was almost 200 pounds, I was dressing in ways, presenting myself in ways, because I hated how I looked. And essentially it was just me putting on a costume, a mask to mask my body, and I didn't really acknowledge it because I was just ignoring that. I was forcing myself to be happy with myself, and in doing that, I just covered myself up to feel better about myself. Like when I was wearing all that and not looking in the mirror and doing my makeup all extra, I was pretty satisfied because I just couldn't see what I looked like. And that's terrible. That was terrible. But I'm out of that now. I realized the only reason I was so adamant about having cool pieces of clothing, cool patterns, out there outfits, mix matching, trying different things, was because I wasn't happy for myself. My clothes were speaking for me, but I want to speak for me. I want to speak for me, and I want my clothes to just be an extension of who I am. And I think that comes out with the outfits I picked perfectly, because it's just like, they're just like nice, simple, but they're cute. They're nice, simple, cute. They do something. They have beautiful pieces. They're put together, they're classy. I like to think of my style that I'm going for as classy eclectic. You like that? I saw it on Reddit. And I was like, that's perfect, that's it, that's what I want. Like, I want to have a lot of statement pieces, but I want to have mostly basics that can tie the statement together. I just want to have those nice structured pieces of clothing, like nice structured basics that just look good all together. I don't want it to look like I do too much to get dressed. I want it to be like, that and that, perfect, boom, beautiful, classy, amazing, elegant. I don't want to do too much. I don't do too much. I never had to do too much. That's what I want my outfits to give. Never had to do too much, babe. I came out the package like this. Yup. Okay. Finally, I think the main difference between my vision boards is that you can really see the growth. My first one, I was kind of scatterbrained. If If I found some success in certain areas, I took that and branched off of it and just gave myself the final whole picture. I do personally love how I did it this way, making my first vision board and then mid-year vision board and then final vision board. I really never meant to do it that way, but now that it turned out that way, I really enjoy it. All around just cohesive, aligned, and beautiful. I hope you were able to take something from this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you like how I did it. Please give me some tips. Please give me some comments. Please give me some concerns. Leave a hate comment down below. Leave a dislike. I want all of it. I want to hear it all. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think. And I hope this was helpful for you guys in some way. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.